Where do I get out of it?
We're just live.
No, I want to stop streaming.
Well, mine is going.
Oh.
Now I've stopped it. I think.
I didn't realize that I didn't set it for like a time.
Do you have to set it? Oh my goodness, we're so
We're ridiculous. Okay. That's what I want to do.
Oh yeah, I think ours is on.
What, Brighton?
Hey, we're still just setting up. There's someone watching.
Oh. What, Brighton?
I'm sorry, are we allowed ice cream?
Are you allowed what?
Ice cream.
Whatever. Whatever you want.
Something. Something.
I hope that people can actually see, because I can't.
Oh, because yours is still...
Oh,
thumbnail.
Hi. Oh, no.
No! Oh, we can edit that. Retake that.
Hello, everyone.
We're a
on
gong
my channel. We're just still setting up Sam's
Okay.
channel, and this is ridiculous. It's
All right,
hard to
here
do
we
live.
There we go. We're set. Now I still gotta adjust. This is ridiculous.
All right, live is too hard.
Life is hard,
Why
and
did
I
you do
can't,
this?
and we can't see anything on Megan's right
Can't see
now.
anything on mine. I can see the comments, but I can't see.
Oh, you can see the comments.
Yeah, I can see the comments. Okay, I'm just
Oh,
gonna
I see some familiar face. Oh, Cozy Up Knits. Hello.
Hello. I'm just gonna make sure that we're all good. Yeah, I think we're okay.
Are we okay?
Oh, yeah, good enough.
Megan's front-facing camera doesn't work.
Yeah, it's broken.
So she has her phone so that we're the rear-facing camera, but then you can't see it, and yeah. And I think my
And my
camera's
iPad's
like,
in front of us, and like,
we're just a disaster here, and I think my camera's dirty, so we're just gonna, there we go.
kids are asking for ice cream.
Oh my goodness, and it's super hot, and I am sitting
Oh my
here
goodness,
in
it's
a
spoiling.
mohair.
We didn't do
Oh,
this very
man.
well.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I talked this morning. I was like, should we wear matching sweaters? And Megan was like, yeah, I think we should. And then I think it was raining though this morning when we discussed that. Now it is not raining.
No, it's all muggy
It's
and
very
like,
muggy and
yeah, sweaty.
sweaty, very sweaty. And I'm normally not cold ever, so.
And I'm always hot, so this is torture. Just saying.
Yeah.
We do it for you.
And I thought I had my thing adjusted properly, but I don't. You know?
Give us like 2 more minutes.
Go get a coffee, you know?
Oh, apparently it's still raining in Vancouver, so
Oh.
send some of that over here. Hi, Bramble Knits. Hi, Edmonton. Hi, Cozy Up.
It's 90 degrees in
Hey,
Pennsylvania.
New Zealand.
My goodness.
Oh my goodness.
I could deal with that if I didn't think that it was going to be cold and I wasn't wearing a mohair sweater. Oh no, now Megan's iPad's gone black.
Oh gosh. What is that? I'm gonna fix that. If I remember how.
Oh my goodness. If anybody is still here after we actually figure out what the heck we're doing, you deserve a medal.
You are our best fans.
Mm-hmm.
Autolock never.
Anyway,
There
I
we
hope
go.
that everybody is doing well. I'm really excited that Megan could come over today and we could get together and do this because it has been like 3 months since I've uploaded anything on my channel. We went to Portland and then I did like a 15-minute update video and then I haven't recorded anything since. It's just been super weird with COVID and everything and
Well, I think all the
casual West Coast. I like that. Sure, let's go with that.
That's how we roll, right?
That's how we roll. I don't care. Sure, we don't care.
Oh my goodness, it's 102 wherever Kayla is.
I
know that's hot. I do Celsius, but I know
102 is like 38, I think, around there. I'm not good with Fahrenheit. I know that at minus 40, it's the same.
It's the same.
That's
Yeah.
all I know.
Yeah. Should we introduce ourselves? Maybe?
Sure. I'm Sam,
And I'm Megan.
and yeah, we're both from Abbotsford, BC, Canada, and we're both knitters. Megan's a knit designer.
It's me, I'm Pippin Pin. and we're kind of doing 2 channels right now. So we're live on Sam's and on mine. So if we're not looking where we're supposed to be looking,
That's why.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or responding to things that you can't see.
I also
Yeah.
put my phone like at a weird, like I keep thinking the camera's on this side and it's on this side.
Well, that's good because then they're buddies.
I guess, yeah, there we go. Then we can actually just watch in the middle. There you go.
Yeah.
I saw Kimberly said it was her birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's my son's birthday on Sunday. So you're almost birthday twins. Yeah, Tristan's turning 14.
Oh my goodness.
I'm old enough to have a 14-year-old. Like, blows my mind. Blows my mind. My dog is like, we're sitting on my deck, and my dogs are brats, so they're inside, and I have the door shut, and Casper's like forlornly staring out the window. Nobody's cuddling me. I hope everyone can hear me. I have my microphone plugged in, but I don't know if it's working.
Hi, Vancouver Island.
Yeah. This is going to be a gong show. I'm just going to warn you. If you don't like distractions,
This is not the one for you.
there are 5 children in the house right now. There's 5 pets. My daughter just left the door wide open, so the dogs are coming out now.
Yeah. 3 of them are on the trampoline.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
anybody wonders why I haven't recorded for a while, it's because my life is just a mess. The green blanket behind you is lovely. Did I knit it? No, it came from a thrift store. I like to rescue blankets from thrift stores because I feel sorry for them.
Yeah, I get in trouble for that all the time.
I have a very large collection of blankets, and yes. Do you want to be live on YouTube, Brighton?
No.
No? I'm walking through here.
You think I'm gonna go all the way around the house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just don't come out here. Don't know what to tell you. All right. So we just wrapped up. Part of the reason my daughter left the door open, so now the dog's outside. So we just wrapped up our City Limits sweater, Cowl, which is why we are out here sweating in our City Limits sweaters. I have not shown mine on my channel yet because I haven't recorded for a very long time. Mine is knit double-stranded with fingering weight and a strand of mohair. So it is very, very warm. And yeah, I enjoyed the pattern. I would knit the pattern again, just knowing though that the yardage requirements in the pattern were not super clear. She kind of talks about making your stripes even, but if you're making your stripes even, you're going to use significantly less of your first colors while you're doing your raglan increasing. And so I didn't want to have a huge amount of this light color because I don't think it's actually the most flattering shade on me. It's a little washed out. So I ended up just throwing in some other colors, and it's just really bright and sweaty. It'll be perfect in the winter.
Yeah.
I feel like my entire screen is just like blurry.
Oh, I don't do it.
Whatever.
Yeah. And mine is also City Limits. We'll get all my mess of hair out of the way. Mine's also double-stranded, but I didn't use the mohair. And I used mostly autumn and indigo yarn and then some scraps from other projects. And I kind of had trouble with the yardage as well. The pattern said that for my size, which would have been extra large, to use 5 skeins. I did preemptively add a 6th skein, and then I even added another color to the sleeves, and I might add more to the body. But I really like it.
Do you remember which chest size you knit for yours?
Probably 45.
Because
46?
yours looks
I did
smaller
also
than
didn't
mine.
gauge.
I was gonna say
Didn't
because
swatch.
my gauge is spot on, and I knit
Yeah.
the 40. I think it was the 43 or 43 and a half.
Okay.
And like mine is like significantly bigger than yours.
Oh yeah, yours is here. Yeah, yours is much looser than mine. No, I just didn't swatch.
Yes.
So I don't actually know.
So Megan's isn't a true extra large because I knit the large,
Yeah.
and mine has like I'm a 37-inch chest, and mine has.
And I think I knit the extra large, and I'm a 42.
Oh, is it garter stitch or reverse stockinette? It's reverse stockinette, but you actually knit it, and then it can be reversible. So we both chose to wear it reverse stockinette side out, because then it has this really beautiful knit detail down. So yeah, we both preferred it that way, and so that's how we're wearing it. But
Because if it's the other way, then
Dog.
in the house.
Megan's gonna go lure the dog inside.
I know.
If anybody has a Chihuahua, you know that they basically die when you're not holding them or touching them. And
You'll be fine.
I should have just locked him downstairs with the boys that had company. Anyway, yeah, so we just wrapped up a knit along. I was hosting the chatter thread in my group. Megan was hosting the finished object thread, and I was really impressed with the
A lot of
amount
entries.
participation that we had.
For a
Yeah.
single pattern, we were just talking about this before we started. Having that many entries, I think it was 27 finished objects for a single pattern. That's pretty good, I think, for sure.
So.
My hair is very long. Yes, I haven't had a haircut in 6 months.
Long and beautiful. I wish I had wavy hair.
I did throw a curling iron through this morning.
But you do have naturally
do.
wavy hair.
Yeah.
My hair is naturally straight. I actually, this is like sad, I have to use a flat iron to bend it under because my hair is so straight. It's ridiculous. It looks like it actually might start raining at some point.
Yay! Thanks for the rain, Vancouver.
Yes, that would be exciting. Right now, I do have a covered deck, so, well, not covered, I've got a canopy, so we'll be fine if it starts raining.
Should we do our winners?
So let's do it, yeah, let's do our prize winners. Do you want to do the grand prize for your channel first, because you had the
Sure.
FOs, and then I'll
Yeah.
do chatter?
I'll show the prize first, and then say the winner. So
we did draw the prizes just before we recorded, because we're both recording on our
phones,
phones,
yeah.
and then we couldn't grab the prizes. So
yeah, so we used the random number generator on Google, and that's how we did it. So there's gonna be some maybe some other goodies added to this as well. But the winner of the finished object thread is gonna get this skein of Tanis Fiber Arts Blue Label Fingering Weight, which is an 80/20 sock yarn. And this is in the Thrills colorway.
it's really pretty.
It is. It's like this variegated, not variegated. It's
Thrills
tonal.
is the perfect color. Do you remember Thrills gum?
No.
Oh man, you're too young. I always forget Megan's younger than me. Does anybody else remember Thrills gum that tasted like soap and you always used to get it in Halloween candy?
Yeah, it was those little
Yeah, that's what it's
squares.
probably named after, because that's the
Mm.
color of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it has these it's just all different kinds of purples.
Sometimes I get really weird cravings for it.
The soap gum.
It's soap.
And then to go with it, I have 2 minis, and those are both from Yarnig. So, Alberta, Ontario?
Montreal.
Close. That was close. And then I've also got a code for our sprocket sock pattern.
Megan's
Yeah.
sprocket sock
Mine-
pattern.
mine.
She's used to speaking in the plural about her and Katie.
Yeah.
I did not.
I'm always a we. Yeah.
It's less lonely than saying I.
It's like I'm part of the club.
Well, here, I'll show my prize
Yeah, you
first.
show
and
your
then we can
prize
roll
too.
nuts. So I have this beautiful project bag from I Heart You, and Laura is over on Pender Island, which is it's one of the Gulf Islands, right? Yes, in BC here. Yeah. So it's this beautiful linen, and then it is lined with this really, really fun, like oceany print. And then I also have a set of stitch markers and a progress keeper from Adore Knits, and a copy of Megan's sprocket socks. And I might throw some minis in there too, I think, so that you can make sprocket socks. So
the winner for the finished objects thread was number 13, who is Jamie Black, who is actually one of our acquaintances, friends from Alberta.
Grand Prairie.
Way up in the north. We met, I don't know if you met her, but I met her and all her sisters.
I've met Jamie a few times.
Yeah, at Knit City a couple years ago.
And I have seen Jamie in the Edmonton Fiber Frolic as well, which was supposed to be last weekend, which sadly did not happen, and I was very sad.
So congrats, Jamie.
Congratulations, Jamie.
Yeah, and just send me your address and I will pop that in the mail for you.
All right, and so for the chatter thread, you didn't have to finish your sweater, you just had to participate in the thread. So the winner for that, I didn't write down the post number, I think it was post number 85, which is M. Coppin, who is Megan as well. So just send me a message on Ravelry, please, Megan, and actually I'll probably just DM you as well. And send me your address, and I will get out your project bag prize to you. So yeah, thanks everyone for participating. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was really fun. I was pleasantly surprised with the amount of participation we had, and I'm sure we'll be doing some more tandem knit along things in the future.
If I can get my act together, yes. This is now actually it's funny because I think this now needs to be a tradition that every time we do a live stream we wear matching sweaters.
Yeah.
We actually got a few sweaters.
Yeah, we have
that
the
match.
Quinelle. We have our Ones in Floral that we knit for Portland.
Yeah, we have City Limits. Do you still have a Mount Pleasant, or did you rip out your only one?
No, I have the sample still.
So okay, so yeah, we have matching Mount Pleasants.
Yeah.
We might have. Anyway, yeah.
I feel like we do. I feel like there's at least one more.
So, do you want to talk about some knitting? Yeah. Okay.
Why don't you talk about, you have lots, because I just filmed an episode, like a regular episode 2 days ago, and in that I had 3 works in progress and I finished 2 of them, so I literally only have one thing. I haven't started anything new. So.
And I haven't recorded in 3 months, so this is by no means everything that I've knit. It's mostly just stuff that I'm currently working on and stuff that was like lying around in my living room, but I thought it would give us some fun stuff to talk about. So I released my first pattern in March. It was a blanket pattern, the Scraptastic Stash Busting Blanket, and I have a lot more respect for pattern designers after trying to write one myself. It's a lot of work. But I designed a sock pattern last year and I kept meaning to write it up and everything. So I have finally, this is the second pair of it I've knit now, so now I'm sure that the pattern works and everything. So, these are so pretty. My new socks. So I knit these out of, this is Autumn and Indigo, just some minis that I got in a set. So they don't have a name, but it's this really cool, like kind of faux brioche cuff. And then it's just a fun shorty sock. So this colorway here is Tiny Human Knits. It's her Dunder Knit Rainbow colorway. And the awesome thing about these socks is that this main color, you only use 35 grams of it.
So not even half a skein.
Not even half a skein.
That's
so
awesome.
If you're like me and when you knit a full pair of socks, you probably only use 60 grams, you can totally knit one of these with the leftovers. So it's actually a great use for leftovers of self-striping yarn, because there's not much you can do with self-striping yarn scraps.
No, unless you're doing like a Cozy Memories scrap blanket or something.
Exactly. So I wanted to kind of find something fun to do with that. And more dyers now are doing these 50-gram minis. So yeah, I just thought that they were really fun. So this pattern, I'm just finishing writing it up, and then I'll be asking for testers. So hopefully I'll have it out in the next little while. They're pretty quick ones. I'm gonna call these the Sully socks, after my little Jack Russell Terrier rescue, and I'm gonna donate a portion of the sales to PB&Chi, which is the rescue that I adopted both my dogs from in Vancouver. So
I really love the 50-gram minis of self-striping. I think it's such a great idea because especially self-striping. I don't know about you, but I always use contrasting for the heels, toes, and cuffs. So yeah, you're using like 40 grams maybe.
Well, especially for the self-striping ones, because I never do, like I always will do contrasting toes and heels for self-striping yarn, because I like my stripes to stay even. So, so if they're like a tonal or a speckle or something, then I'm okay with doing the heels and toes in that yarn. But yeah, definitely for self-striping, I never do heels and toes. So
heels especially. None of it, actually. I've never made a pair of self-striping socks without contrasting.
The only time I did was a skein of Mud Punch, and I did afterthought heels in the striping, because I loved the yarn so much, and I wanted to use as much of it as I possibly could. So that one I didn't. But yeah, so that's my first finished object. And then this is like my favorite thing that I've ever made in my whole entire life. So I really loved doing marling on my City Limits sweater. I had a lot of fun with it, especially once I'm a bit of a control freak. So once I let go of like planning out my stripes and realizing that like what I'd planned wasn't working and I wasn't gonna have enough yarn, once I accepted that, then I was having a lot more fun with it. So I decided I wanted to marl another project. And a coworker of mine is having a baby in September, and she already has a 2-year-old. I'm sorry if you can hear kids screaming. They're having fun on the trampoline. They're not going to tell them to stop.
Yeah.
So I decided to knit a little marled Gramps sweater. This is a pattern by Tin Can Knits. And I knit this out of the main color. I used one main color through the background of all of it, which is actually the same color that's up here in my sweater. And it looks a whole lot different because I used gray mohair in my sweater, so it just shows like how much the mohair kind of colors your yarn. And then I used a mini skein set from Ocean Park Yarns, who sadly is no longer dying. She was a local to us dyer. And then this color up here is Vivid Yarn Studio. I think it's Peach Blush. I literally always get that color wrong. I don't know if it's Peach Blush or Peach Bliss or something. Every time I say it, Julia corrects me. Anyway, and then this bottom one here is a Tanis Fiber Arts color. Can't remember. Anyway, yeah. So it's super cute. I'm going to make a matching sister version as well for Big Sister. And then Julia has just done, and so she's making like these resin buttons that have like alcohol ink and sparkles in them, and they're super duper pretty. And yeah, so she's making me some little heart-shaped buttons to go on this.
And I actually love this pattern so much. And I've made Georgia, I think 4 of them or something. We sadly lost one of them, but I did bring one of them, and she's right here. What's up, kiddo? You wanna say hi? You're thirsty? What happened to your lemonade?
I think it got left inside.
Inside?
Oh. Ask Brighton to help you get a drink. Brighton will help you.
And I actually just randomly
Can you help me get some lemonade?
brought
Lemonade. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys heard that. This is crazy. I'm trying not to say that too loudly because I know kids hear.
Oh, she doesn't.
No. Okay, that's good. My daughter's embarrassed by everything.
No. I actually brought Georgia's. I made her put it on when we came here, and so this is the most recent one, and it's also marled. And this was like way before we made any of these sweaters. It's a little bit larger and
such a trendsetter.
This is before it was hip. Yeah, and these were actually all of Georgia's minis, because anytime I would go to like a yarn festival or a yarn store or anything, I would always let her pick out a mini, and most of the time they were in the pink family, and so these are the ones that she picked, and I just put some fun buttons on it. The sleeves are starting to get a little short, so we'll have to make you another one. No, you don't want another one?
I want another one, but we have identified it.
We won't throw it away. We'll put it in the box with all your other ones.
Yeah, you can always make the sleeves longer on that too.
That's true. Yeah.
Back up. I did that with a few of Brighton's actually, because she's so skinny.
Yeah.
So she just like grows up in height, and then she doesn't like grow out at all. So
That's with Georgia too. Yeah, she just grows taller. She doesn't necessarily grow wider.
I think that's the best thing about girls' clothes though, because like something can start as like a dress, and then it's a tunic, and then it's a shirt, you know, and
Yeah.
yeah.
And then it can be like a little crop thing that you wear over dresses and 3/4 sleeves. So this will still get a lot of wear. It's just the sleeves are here right now.
Yeah. Which is
And
where
that's
most
fine.
of my sleeves are if I don't make something myself, because manufacturers do not make things for people with long arms. Speaking of children wearing knit, so I'm super jealous because Georgia actually does wear her knits. Brighton's not wear her knits.
For now. There's
I
still
knit
a little
her-
while left.
What's that little crop top called? The Soldotna
Soldotna, yeah.
sweater. It's a good thing that I enjoy knitting it, because she's worn it once. But now she's requested, she wants one of those little framework bralettes. by
Those things are so
Jessie
cute.
May,
Yeah.
but she wants it like as a crop top to like wear under overalls. And she didn't want it in wool because she thinks wool's scratchy. So we went to Michael's and I bought some white acrylic yarn to knit her one. Anyway, that's on my list of things to do. So will she wear it? No, she won't.
Jamie was
What?
just
I had to
saying,
turn off the video. Yeah, Jamie, you won the finished object thread. So congratulations. It's kind of funny that you weren't here to hear it. My dogs are killing me, staring at me through the door. But they're just chaos. If they come out, they'll knock everything over.
Well, they'll just sit on top of me and you.
You're
You're more used to it than I am.
Yeah, they love.
I don't
they
have very much
love
patience
Megan.
for dogs.
They love. No, she has lots of patience. They're just their little
They're
dogs.
different
so
than
they
cats, though. Like, a cat will sit on you and you can just, like, pet the cat or not pet the cat, and it's not a big deal. Your dogs, in particular, just will, like, nudge you and, like,
Casper,
no,
yeah.
pet me, you love me.
He does this thing where, like, if your hand is here, he'll just, like,
Yeah, he'll
put
just
his
nudge
hand
you
in.
constantly.
He'll pet himself.
I'll pet you for, like, 10 minutes, and then...
Yeah, no, he makes sure that he
Yeah.
gets his love. So since we're talking about marling, I'm gonna make another marled sweater because I loved everyone's City Limits where they didn't use the mohair, and like I like mine, but I feel like I wish I hadn't used it. I do think that it was good, like, to keep the colors consistent. I like how it did that, and it kind of muted all my colors, which I think would have maybe been too bright, and kind of in your face. But I really liked them without. So
So
bad.
So
That was really, really bad. And I bought, if you recognize these colors, these are 6 out of the 7 shades in the original Finer Fade shawl by Andrea Mowry. And I loved that shawl so much. Like, the colors in the shawl were just, they were amazing. They were
So
everything.
beautiful.
Everything.
So beautiful.
I decided, I was starting to like, so Tanis Fiber Arts also designed the Metropolis sweater, which is like a chunky sweater, and she'd originally knit it in chunky, but then she also knit another one that I think was worsted held double, and she used all scraps, and it was kind of in this, like, these tones, kind of pinky shades. Anyway, I decided I really wanted one, and then I was on the hunt for the perfect shades, and then I decided it was this. So I'm gonna marl and fade these, and I'm gonna make an autumn league pullover.
So pretty.
Like them.
So pretty.
I love them so much. I actually want to cast this
That's
on,
probably
like,
one
right
of
now.
my, like, favorite fades that anyone has put together.
Yes.
And, like, I don't know.
I gotta like, I gotta try to like put this in
Put
order.
it in order. Here, you want me to hold?
Yeah. See? Because I think it's like that.
Yeah.
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 Like that.
That.
So pretty.
This is my favorite.
Yeah.
And this one.
Yeah, and I'm really excited that this one's gonna be like, oh gee, I don't like this color. I'll literally matches my nail polish today. Quickly. Yeah. Anyway, I'm super excited. Thanks. And I'd knit it right now, except for like I'm not gonna wear it in the summer, so I should be good. While we're talking about yarn, so did you go to the Shirley Bryan yarn booth in Knit City last year?
No, the like one time I got a chance to go around on Saturday, it was too busy.
Yeah,
and
she
then
was
on Sunday there was
swamped.
literally like nothing there. So I just
Yeah. So Shirley Bryan Yarn is based out of Ontario. Becky is the name of the dyer. I think Shirley Bryan is like, Shirley's like her grandma or something. I'm sure she gets called Shirley all the time though. She has the most amazing and ridiculous logo ever.
I love it.
It's a
I love
Velociraptor
it
knitting.
so much.
I showed it to my husband and he's like, that is the most amazing knitting logo that I've ever seen.
No one can ever make anything better than that. She
No.
wins. She just wins knitting.
It's literally ridiculous though. Anyway, I ordered yarn from her kind of back when COVID started. And it went on a nice little tour. Canada Post didn't scan it when they picked up the yarn from her. So it just kept saying that the sender has created a shipping label, but it didn't actually like update that it was moving anywhere. So it took like nearly 6 weeks to get to me with no update until it got to Richmond, and then it was like out for delivery, and I was like, oh, okay, amazing. Anyway, Becky was phenomenal. Her customer service was so good. She emailed me every week to let me know. She's like, it still hasn't updated, but other people are getting their yarn, and I'm sure it will come, and she was just so good. So I got this set from her. It's called St. Elmo's Fire. And they're, you can't tell in the skein, but they're a gradient.
Oh, really?
So they go from like this dark plum and they go into the rust and then like green and then they go to the blue at the top.
That's beautiful.
And they're, so kind of, you know, Gage does that?
Yeah.
With like the little micro stripe.
Yeah.
That's how they are. They're like that. Anyway, super pretty.
Oh, those are so pretty.
And so they're in 250-gram skeins. And then I also got, because I keep thinking I don't have enough neutral sock yarn. Let's be clear, I have enough of every kind of yarn ever.
You just have the least amount of neutral.
Exactly. I honestly, if I pulled it all out, I probably have tons. But this is her Falcor set, and I'm a sucker for a good name, and I love the never-ending story.
That's
So,
perfect.
isn't it perfect? I'm like, look at all these colors in here. So pretty. Don't let the dogs out, Brighton.
Oh, do it.
Don't do it.
Anyway, I landed a front.
Huh?
I landed a.
I can't hear what you're
I
saying.
landed a front.
You landed a backflip?
Okay.
Front flip. Oh, awesome.
Really?
Yeah. So, those are not even a quarter of my knotting yarn. When I am stressed, I buy yarn. And I'm apparently stressed a lot in my life. I will buy yarn.
I remember you telling me one time that the less time you have to knit, the more yarn you buy. It's just like crap, and I totally get that.
Yeah. And I think what was happening too is like at the beginning of COVID, everybody was posting like all of these amazing like projects that they were starting to work on and things that they were pulling out of their stash and everything, and like, oh, now that they had time, they were going to do all these things, and like I didn't have any time because I didn't miss a single day of work from COVID, and we were actually super swamped. And so
Yeah, you were like the only person at your work.
yeah, so like I work on a team of, well, there's 5 of us now, but there was 4 of us, and 3 were working from home, and I was the one that had to be in the office to like keep all the workflow moving. So I didn't miss a single day of work from COVID. I was working like overtime and everything. Like I amassed a week of overtime in like a month. So yeah. Anyway, so I didn't have any time to knit, but I had money because I still had a job. I could buy yarn, so that's what I did. Whatever. I helped the indie dyer community.
Exactly.
I think our hopes of
Oh
rain
my god, ew, my hair looks so bad.
diminishing.
Why does my hair look so bad?
It's
I don't know what it wants to do. It's BC weather. It just doesn't
hot
know.
right now.
It's muggy and hot and raining and cloudy, and there's probably going to be a thunderstorm, and it might hail. That's BC in a nutshell.
Yeah. Actually, Abbotsford weather is so much more consistent than Calgary, though.
Oh, really?
If anybody's watching from Calgary, you know what I'm talking about. You can literally be sitting out on your deck and it's 30 degrees and it's beautiful and sunny, and then all of a sudden get pelted with golf ball size hail, like in no time. Or one day we hosted, like, I used to work for a community center, we hosted this huge end of summer festival, and it was like 32 degrees and it was absolutely beautiful, and then it snowed overnight.
Wait, I would have done this.
Yeah.
At least
That was
here
in
we're
September.
prepared for like our weird fluctuations.
And it doesn't snow here.
No, it doesn't.
It has snowed
You have, a light,
every...
you have a light sweater and you have a raincoat in your car just at all times, and an umbrella, and that's
I have
pretty
none.
well set.
I have none of those things.
Well,
I just
I
run through
have-
the rain.
I have a raincoat. Well,
When
I
I-
have a little kid, I have to
Yeah.
like go for walks.
And you also have to like show that you're responsible and you're wearing your jacket, so
Yes.
she'll wear her jacket.
Yeah.
And past that point, I've lost the battle. The children don't care what I do or what I say. Anyway, do you have any knitting to share or none? I have more, but
I only have this thing that I've been working on.
That was like one of my first ever times.
so pretty.
That side was literally
And I did show
Oh,
this.
Bree's here! Hey, Bree! Bree's my Edmonton friend. That's exciting.
I did show this on the last episode of my thing, but I did put a lot of work into it yesterday. So this is the Cat Bells Cardigan, and it's a new design that I'm working on. These pockets are just kind of tacked on there. And it's kind of the sister pattern to the Cat Bells Sweater, which I released last fall. And it's knit with Brooklyn Tweed Shelter in the Artifact colorway, which I just want to like live in this color.
This color's amazing. You know what's amazing about Brooklyn tweed is like you don't necessarily see it from a distance, but up close. Like this is like navy and lime green and forest green. It looks like moss.
And
It's like
it does.
perfect
It totally
moss
does. I think you'll
color.
be able to see it. So last time I showed it, I didn't have any sleeves, so I now have one sleeve done, and I'm working on the second one.
I really like that stockinette sleeve.
Right?
Yeah,
The original pattern was all in this textured garter stitch.
I really like that.
But I decided to switch it up
sure, but
a little bit.
yeah, I really like that.
Not that I was just being lazy. I just wanted to do something different.
But it does. It makes a different shape because
Yeah.
I find on my Cat Bells sweater it has more kind of like a voluminous
Yes,
sleeve, and you
yeah.
kind of need to with that pattern.
Yeah, it's definitely a different shape. It's more like balloon, and it has the cuff. This is just more of a typical cardigan sleeve, and the whole thing is just in a different shape.
Yeah.
I also was thinking about this yesterday, and I wanted to share this with you because I just started my second sleeve. I haven't gotten to any of the decreases yet, but one thing that I do is when I do my decreases for my sleeve, I put removable stitch markers to kind of mark where they all are. And then when I do the decreases for my second sleeve, instead of getting new stitch markers, I will just take them off. So then I have
Oh, that's
you
a
know.
good idea, so that you know where you're going.
so
from
that I
there.
can, know kind of where I am. So
Mhm.
like when I get to the first one, I'll take this one off, put it on the sleeve that I'm working on, and then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, cool, I only have 10 decreases to go. And then when you get to the end, I don't know, it's very exciting.
That's a
I
good
like
idea.
having goals.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah.
I usually just have like a pile of stitch markers. Then I see my pile go down.
Yeah.
But I like that because then you don't have to find as many stitch markers.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't, I don't know, I lose stitch markers in my couch. So that's the only thing that I have to work on. I decided I was going to finish up. I had a pair of socks. I had a cardigan to seam that I did seam, but I didn't bring it. So
I'm very sad.
yeah,
About that.
it's not blocked yet. It doesn't look the greatest, but will be blocked.
She probably brought it because she was afraid I was going to steal it.
Maybe.
Beautiful, and it's the perfect color.
It is. It
The
really is.
perfect
It's
color.
this. I'll talk about it. It's the Sun Cardigan. It's a kit from We Are Knitters. They're a company out in Spain who make knitting kits, and they'll like send you everything: the yarn, the pattern, the needles, the darning needles, the buttons if you need buttons, a little like tag to sew in the back, like just absolutely everything. And so they sent me a kit and they just said, pick whatever one you wanted. And the Sun Cardigan is like this. It's pretty much stockinette, and then it has a little bit of like lace detail throughout the whole thing. It has those balloon sleeves, and it's made out of cotton. And it's like a DK weight, so it's going to be the like most amazing summer cardigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just open and like this deep, rich red, like burnt orange color. You look very sweaty.
Yeah.
My
I'm
butt
tired.
wet.
Your butt's wet. Yeah, the trampoline was probably wet.
Yep. Wet butt.
If it's uncomfortable, George, ask Brighton to find you a pair of shorts. Every time she comes over, she gets dirty, and then she goes home with hand-me-downs.
Ooh, Megan is saying that she got some of their copper. They had bulk buy. their cotton.
Oh!
Isn't it amazing? Or have you gotten it yet? I don't know. I love it. Like I want to get more of that particular yarn. I just really like
Yeah,
it.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, and it's so nice to work with. Like cotton or like linen sometimes hurts my hands, but this doesn't because it's pure cotton. It's lovely.
Right.
And I was actually sorry, I don't
No,
know
it's
if I
okay.
should share that, but
Because I'm really excited about it.
I know the Cozy Up Knits. They have their spring. They do like a spring knit
Oh yeah,
along
they're
every
like
year.
summer.
There's and I think it's a cotton knit along.
Mhm.
So if I did finish it in time. I think it ends on like June 20th. I'm gonna enter in their knit along for that.
That's exciting.
So Jamie, remember that you won my knit along.
Right?
Right?
Put in a good word.
Mhm.
This is very exciting for me because I've wanted to knit this forever. We're gonna have matching
There we
Mamas.
go.
This is my Mama Cardigan, which is again a pattern by Megan Nodecker, and it's just an amazing like kind of shorter 3/4 length sleeve cardigan, open front, with this gorgeous honeycomb brioche texture. And yeah, I just love this. Megan was working on this like at midnight, like back, not this past winter, but the winter before that. And she was like, I don't know, should I write this up as a pattern? And I was like, yeah, you should. So she released it shortly after Fibers West last year. And so while we were at Fibers West, I bought the yarn for the sweater. And I bought, this is Ocean Park Yarns in her Eco Wash fingering base. I think it's called Sophisticated. And it's just like all of my favorite colors in speckles. So
Yeah,
it's amazing. So in theory, it will match most
It
things
will.
that
It
I
will
own
go with everything you own.
because it has all the colors in it. It has blue and like dirty pink and plum and burgundy and browns and
Orange and red and
yeah.
no, it will go with just anything. And like
Yeah.
gray and black, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
So I've put this down for a while, just because I've been working on fun baby sweaters. But I'm gonna pick this back up because I do really want to wear it. And I'm having like this like issue right now where like everything looks huge on my needles. Like I'm looking at it, I'm like,
giant.
there's no, like this is like,
But it's
look at
supposed to be
this.
giant.
And it's
supposed to be big.
supposed, and I tried it on and it does fit.
Yeah.
But I also just, I don't know, I seem to think that I'm still like 18 in a size 2. And then I put things on and I'm like, oh, they fit. It's amazing. It's a miracle. But
I
anyway,
knit to my measurements that I'm supposed to knit to, it magically fits.
phenomenal. I actually, my gauge is, I did not gauge swatch for this.
It's an oversized cardigan, like open front.
Well, and I did, like, I do measure my gauge after I've knit a little bit to see, like, because to me, if I'm going to knit a gauge swatch for this, like, you start kind of with just your back cast on a little bit of the front. So I'm like, if I got a couple inches in and I'm completely off and it's going to be terrible, then I'll just rip it out and start over. So,
Or with this pattern too, like even if your gauge was totally off, but you liked the fabric, like it's really easy to like just say, okay, I'm gonna stop here.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
continue on your body or do
Yeah.
your sleeves. Yeah.
And I really liked the drape and the gauge that I was getting, so I left it. Anyway, but my gauge is bigger than the pattern, but I knit a medium, not a large, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. When I was knitting, I just finished a Herrera top, and that has like I think like 10 to 15 inches of positive ease, and it is giant. Like it comes out to here on either side. So knitting that was like it's just gonna look ridiculous. It's gonna be huge, and it is huge. But like because of the fabric and because of how drapey it is, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's fine. I can just knit it with the amount of ease that they said to knit it with.
Yeah. Amanda says that she's working on her Mama too. There's probably lots of Mamas out there. Megan had the pattern 3 in April, so the kitty giggles and shrieks are cracking me up.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you can hear them.
Yeah.
They're making me laugh too.
Yeah, they're having fun in the background there.
And when it's honestly so nice, because George is an only child, and so we've kind of expanded our bubble a little bit to include you guys, and like her having a friend to play with is pretty amazing.
It's nice for Brighton too, because she's the youngest in our house and she's the only girl, so it's kind of nice for her to have, like, she feels like a big sister and she's kind of in charge. And she's 11 in September.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all my babies are going up. Brighton's graduating from elementary school this year. And Tristan's going to high school next year. And I don't know if it's like a parent thing, but my age doesn't bother me. It's like my kids' age make me feel old, because I forget how old I am. I know all the time.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like I have to count backwards the year that I was born to figure out. This year's easy because it's 2020, so it's easy math.
Yeah.
Not that I'm counting. I have to ask Amanda, because okay, so your last name's Lipscomb, and that's my husband's family's last name. Like my mother-in-law's last name is Lipscomb. Are you guys from England? Like London area? Maybe we're like kind of related.
That would be awesome.
Nick tried to convince me when we got married to change, like both of us change our last name.
Yeah.
To change it to his mom's maiden name, because he was never close with his dad. And my maiden name growing up was Karpik, so I didn't really want to go from being Karpik to Lipscomb. I wanted a name that people could spell because I was tired of spelling my last name.
And now I
Over and over.
do have to spell my last name, and it's annoying. Like,
I still spell my last name. I thought it would be so easy, and then everyone's like, Johnston. Is that with a T? Does it have an E on the end? And I'm like, did I say Johnson? No, I didn't. Anyway.
Williams is my maiden name. It was so easy. Never had to spell it. Nodecker, nobody. I always get the question. It's just exactly how it sounds.
That's how Karpik was. It was Karpik.
Yeah.
It was very easy.
Yeah.
Nobody could understand it. Oh, you're not. You're from Alaska. Oh.
That's okay.
That's
we
okay.
still like you.
All right.
Ooh, and Bella Coola. Katie and I were looking at property.
Where is Bella Coola? It's in BC, right?
BC.
I don't
it's
know
like
my BC
north
geography
on the
very well.
coast. I think somewhere. I think maybe I could be totally wrong. We just want to buy like acreage somewhere and build 2 houses and like a shipping container office studio.
That sounds
for us.
amazing.
Yeah, that's our life goal right now. Do that somewhere.
My husband's a realtor, so all he does is look at houses and tells me where we should be moving. My dream is the Sunshine Coast. He's trying to get me to like
Yeah.
reframe my dream to like Harrison.
No, we'll move to the Sunshine Coast too.
Yeah.
We're looking there as well.
Yeah, I'm like, because I want the ocean,
Yeah.
but then I want
And also
lakes
stuff,
and stuff too.
But like also
like when
place.
you're close to Vancouver, but
Okay, North Coast about parallel with the top of Vancouver Island.
oh, okay, cool.
Thank you.
Thank you for schooling me on geography. So fun fact, I'm terrible at geography. Like so bad. So when I was in high school, when I was 13, my mom took us to Disneyland, and I didn't know which coast California was on. I thought California was where Florida is. I'm better.
Maybe you were just thinking Disney World.
Maybe. Probably not.
Oh.
That's always
I
like
was trying to give you something there.
I'm just. It's not my strong suit. You can't be good at it. No, you haven't seen this. Okay, so I last year knit what's it called? Turtle dove out of Woolfolk Luft. And I knit my turtle dove, and Luft is like this blown yarn, like it has like a cotton netting and then it has wool fiber blown into it. And so I actually I ended up that my skeins didn't quite look the same. They were the same dye lot, but there was quite like a delineated like line. You could tell where I ended up with my yarn. And so one of my podcast viewers was like, hey, you should actually contact Woolfolk because their customer service is amazing and I'm sure that they would help you out. And they were amazing. I contacted them and they were super apologetic and sent me another sorter's quantity of Woolfolk. So this is the Woolfolk tint. Right? I never know how to say this. Tint? Tint? T-Y-N-D? Yeah.
Geography, English.
I'm actually usually very good at English, I will say, but this is not a word that I am familiar with. So this is a fingering weight yarn, and if you've ever knit with Woolfolk, you know how ridiculous it is. It's like the softest yarn ever. It is the most amazing yarn to knit with. If I was rich, I would only ever knit with Woolfolk.
Woolfolk and the Fiber Company.
Yes.
And Brooklyn Tweed. I think I would be very happy with those.
Literally, I would be just happy just to knit with Woolfolk, though, honestly, because I'm like, I'm very sensitive. I like really soft yarns, and this is really soft. So I'm knitting the Ochre cardigan, which is a pattern by Ava O'Brien, and this is super wrinkly because it's been shoved in my project bag. And again, been abandoned for a while. But yeah, it's just this super cute, light cardigan. It's kind of like cropped to wear over summer dresses and stuff. And
So soft. Like, it's ridiculous. It feels like a kitten.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. So it has this beautiful lace detail on the bottom, and then it has an I-cord edge, and then you pick up, this is why I've put this down, because I now have to pick up all of the stitches all the way around to do I-cord.
Why don't you do like an applied I-cord? I mean, I guess you would do the same thing.
Then I'd have to sew, wouldn't I?
No, you.
Oh no, yeah,
Yeah.
as I go.
As you
Yeah,
go.
it's
Yeah.
kind of done though so that you do, like you knit
A
few
couple
rows,
yeah.
and then you
And then you
do
do it.
the I-cord edge, so
Yeah.
it's fine. I'll do it. I just have to think about
You
it.
just have to do it.
Yeah, and
That's where I was with this sweater for a long time. It was like all I had to do was a tiny bit of math to like figure out the sleeves, and then pick up the stitches and actually just knit them. Picking up stitches.
It's the
Always
picking
a
up
roadblock.
stitches. It's
Yeah.
the picking up stitches,
Yeah.
for sure.
I found that with the Sun Cardigan that I was working on too. It was the first pattern I've ever done with seaming. You knit it kind of in pieces. I cheated a little bit on some of it because I didn't want to pick up stitches, or I didn't want to seam the shoulders or like around the armholes. But I did seam the sides and along here, and it was, it's not hard to do. It doesn't take very long. It's just like a mental block kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just anything that's a barrier, right? That like you have to think about, or you have to pay attention to. Like,
Oh, I can't just pick this up and knit it. Like,
yeah, but now I'm at the point where I don't have any projects that I don't have to really. Well, I know I do. I have one that I can just follow the pattern. Actually, I forgot. I have one more whip here to show. So this is kind of like, now that I've finished my socks, this will be my. Oh look, it's another brown color.
this one's slightly golder.
This one is slightly more golden. I'm very creative in my color choices lately. They're all very,
Everything, you know what?
they're all
Everything
very
I do
sage.
is-
Baby
No,
food.
scary cat.
I'm actually copying Sasha of Knox Mountain Knit Co. Knit. This is, oh man, why can't I think of the name of it now?
Is it
Wool
cotton?
mice. It's no, it's 100% merino. But it's their Wool Mice DK, and it's a 200-gram skein.
It's lovely.
And it is. It's lovely. It has like this really unique twist on it. I'm interested to see how it blocks because it does feel really cottony, right?
Yeah,
But it's also like it's really tightly applied. I think that's why it feels like cotton.
It
And
feels
so,
strong.
yeah. So I'm wondering how it will be when it blocks. So yeah, I can't remember the name of this pattern. Now I have to look it up.
Sorry.
This is the second time that I've knit.
You
No, that's fine. That's totally not why I forgot what the pattern's called. Old Vine. There we go.
Old Vine,
This is the
yeah.
second time I've knit this. I test knit this pattern for them too. But I ended up giving that pattern away because my husband has this tendency to be like, you have so many shawls and I want to give this person a present. Could I give them one of your shawls? As if like they mean nothing and like, well, you have so many, so you know, why don't you just give them to everybody you know?
Because it took me 60 hours to knit it.
Anyway, so it was the receptionist at his office, and she was really sweet. So I said, fine, she can have my shawl. But Sasha of Knox Mountain was knitting this. So it's actually a fingering weight pattern, which is knitted out of DK in this Wool Mice. And so because I'm a shameless copier, I bought the exact same yarn in the exact same color, and I'm knitting the same shawl. Because
It doesn't feel DK. Like,
No, it doesn't. But that's why I'm wondering if it's
going
gonna like bloom a bit. It's covered. in
Is it a yarn from like the UK or somewhere
I think it's
in Europe?
Yeah, it's true. Europe.
I found
Sure.
that with a lot of European yarns, they name things a little differently. Like
Yardage wise, though, it is a DK.
yeah, yardage wise, but like it's I found that with a lot of the fiber company yarns too. When I knit when I designed the Cowl cardigan, they said, "Oh, we're coming out with this new DK yarn. Like, do you want to design something?" Yes, absolutely. They sent it to me, and it's like a fingering. So I was like expecting to knit this DK. Like I sent them. If you've ever seen the Cowl cardigan, it's like oversized, almost to your knees, like big thing. And I was like, yeah, I can do that in DK. And then it was like fingering. I was
You're
like,
like,
okay, this is
Not
a
in
little
that at a
different.
fingering.
Well, I did it. I had to.
Oh, is
Well, no, it's called DK.
oh the Erin Moore light.
But it's not really.
Yeah, it's more like
DK.
a sport.
It's like this, I
Yeah.
would say.
Yeah.
I was taken aback a little bit.
I do think though that one too. I think bloomed a bit.
It does bloom.
once you
Yeah,
wash it.
it's
So
like
that's,
it was like a woolen spun kind of Brooklyn tweedy.
yeah, it's really
yeah.
light and bouncy and yeah,
so it
not a
does
heavy
bloom.
heavy sweater. So yes, I'm very excited about this.
Yeah.
So
I
I'm just
love
kind of
that color.
I'm just puttering away on it. It's kind of like one of those, like when I saw Sasha's, I thought I need to knit this because I think it will match with most of the stuff in my wardrobe so that I can almost just leave it on my chair at work
Yeah.
and then throw it on when the air conditioning is too cold, which is every day. I have a heated blanket on my chair at work because it's so cold. It's ridiculous. Anyway, and that's living in my Lone Large bag,
Oh, I had that
which
bag.
I love. You should do.
I also love that bag.
Because you bought it at Fibers West, and then I almost
Yeah.
bought it at Fibers West, and then I was like, no, we
Oh,
can't
we
have the
can't
same
match,
project bag.
yeah.
And then you were like, no, you should get it. And then when I went to the Edmonton Fiber Frolic last year, I bought the same one.
And now we just shamelessly match all
Whatever.
the time.
Don't
Doesn't
care.
matter.
Don't care.
We just need the same sweaters every day.
Our husbands likes to make fun of us. Oh, I'm getting a Instagram message. Can you make this? I have some of my staff that used to work for me when I worked in recreation, so they're like in their early 20s and stuff, and they always send me knitting stuff. Sometimes I make it, sometimes I don't. But anyway, now I'm curious what it is that she wants me to make for her. Last time it was socks. What are we doing now?
I think George is pretending she's a cat.
Oh. Super cute. Anyway, we're almost at an hour, so
Yeah.
I don't know. That's actually everything.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Open it up for questions. Because I'm gonna need to get out of this sweater. It's
Yeah.
literally melting right now. It is ridiculous.
I picked up my knitting and I don't know why I thought that was a good idea.
No, that is a good idea. I didn't bring
Well,
any knitting out because I don't. Well, I mean, I brought the stuff that I'm working on. But, oh, I can show my crochet blanket.
Yeah. It's so pretty.
It was out here because I didn't have any mindless projects this morning, so I brought it out while I was drinking my coffee. This is my one and only crochet project that I've ever worked on. And you can, I started out, this like crochet chain that I did at the beginning is so tight.
I feel like I was doing some research for you, and I think there is a way to fix it, or
Okay.
like take it out and do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how, but
Yeah, I'll have
I
to
think
look
there
into
is a
it.
way.
Because if you look, it's like significantly tighter. I mean, I don't really care. I'm gonna put a border on it anyway. So
But if one,
it's just like it looks like it's slanted. Like I've been adding stitches, but I haven't been. It's just that my tension has like loosened up so much as
Yeah.
I've gone.
well, because you're just learning too.
Exactly. This is the first time I've ever done crochet. I've never done crochet before. So this is the Attic 24 granny stripe pattern. I'm knitting, crocheting it out of DK. And these are all, some of them are scraps. Most of it is my Yarn Ink advent calendar from last year. She offered her advent calendar in DK weight. And I thought that that sounded amazing. So I got it. And then I just kind of put together a basket of all my minis and all my other colors that kind of matched, kind of grayed out colors. So it's very exciting. Although I was looking at this and I'm like, this is literally going to be like the most expensive blanket.
It really is.
It's going to be ridiculous.
Kim says it's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to put this Afghan because
It needs to like go in your bed or something. Like,
yeah, but my dogs are
Oh,
on my bed.
maybe just make like
And I can just see
wall
like
hanging.
dog claws going into this, and like maybe it'll just have to like drape on the back of my chair
Maybe
in the living room.
when all your kids move out and you have like a guest room.
Well, I technically have a guest room now, but it's become Nick's office. So like, it's actually really upsetting me that like his office is like my yarn room. I like decorated this room like so perfectly, and I organized it and
Yeah,
everything,
you
and I put this
did.
beautiful day bed in, and now
You
he's
spent
like,
a lot of time last summer.
he's always in there. When you do your sprocket sweater cardigan, I would love to be just
when I do
When
this
you do.
sweater. I don't have any immediate plans to do it. It is something I've been thinking of. But yes, I will contact you. I'll let you know when it's ready to go. I hope he's calling
Yes,
for
I
mom
guess
and yelling like a
we
cat.
shouldn't complain. Amanda's saying that she's in Houston and she's jealous
Oh.
we're on the porch in knitwear. Yes,
I
it is.
bet, yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely not Houston weather. We
No.
looked at moving to Houston once, and I just couldn't. My mom said she went to Houston once, and she was there for like a conference in the summer, and she couldn't figure out what all the people were. She went out onto.
Everybody's inside.
Well, she went out on the street, and she's like, there's no pedestrians, there's nobody here. And then somebody introduced her to like there's underground walkways in Houston because it's so hot.
Really?
So like in Calgary they have what's called plus 15s where like it's above the street so that when it's cold out you can walk from like heated building to heated building. And I guess in Houston they have ones that go under the streets so you can stay in the air conditioning.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and she like couldn't figure out. She's like, it's like a ghost town. Like, why? Like, am I not supposed to be out here? What's going on? So yeah, I don't think I would ever go to Houston in the summer.
I know my mom is, she's in Arizona right now. She's a snowbird. And, kind of, not really. She, like, has a house there.
Yeah.
A little different. But we were there in spring last year. And it was like 40 degrees. And I don't do very well in the heat at all. And people were just, like, out and, like, doing stuff. And it feels weird being out when it's that hot in like jeans and a t-shirt, but it's not the same as here. Like desert heat is so different because it's not humid. There's no moisture.
Does it
so
get colder there at night too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like everything cools off at night,
Yeah.
and then
That's
it heats
the
up
big,
during the day.
That's the biggest
and doesn't-
difference I
yeah.
find in humid climates.
And you can go in the shade and then just be cool. It's not.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
here shade doesn't make a difference.
Your sweat actually like happens and it does what it's supposed
But I
to do.
love heat. I love heat. I know Megan does not. I love heat. I love like 30-degree weather. I can't wait until it's like 32 and I'm at the beach because otherwise I'm cold. I just don't like wearing mohair sweaters when it's crazy.
Like 10, 15 fall day, breeze. Oh, yeah.
I don't like wind at all.
Like wind, but
No,
like
I don't like a breeze.
breeze.
No, we're complete opposites with weather. Anyway,
Lots of things actually.
yeah, we either like perfectly agree,
Exactly the
or, like,
same
we're
or totally different, opposite.
complete opposites.
Yeah. I sent her a picture of when I was working on my Herrera. I was working from a magazine and and a pom-pom, so it's like a nice like book magazine. And there's highlights and dog ears and underlines.
No,
and
so
stars
yeah, we were
like
discussing this before. She's like, "Oh, I love working from a book," and I said, "I hate working from a book. I hate it because I don't like marking up books. I don't like notes. I don't like highlights. Like I don't like dog-eared corners. Like no, books need to be like pristine."
Oh, see,
And
and,
so,
and my favorite
she's
is
the
like
opposite.
I want books to be worn in and like used and loved and like broken. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah. Someone was just asking, "What is the best sweater for a first-time sweater knitter?"
My first sweater was a top-down raglan. It
I
was
always
Il
think
Grande
top-down.
Favorito from Isabel Kramer. Top-down raglan, I would say. You don't have to pick up stitches,
Yeah.
or maybe a little bit under the underarms. You can try it on as you go. Most of the time, they're like with a little bit of ease. So if you make it a size too big, then it's just a comfy sweater, and it doesn't matter.
I
Yeah.
think too, if you have little people in your life at all, if you can start with a baby or a kid's sweater, where you can knit it a little bit big and then it doesn't matter, they can grow into it, but it will give you a sense of how to construct it
Yes.
without having to knit like this massive sweater.
Yeah.
Because when I first started knitting, my daughter Brighton was 4 years old, and so I knit her the flax sweater. And yeah, Tin Can Knits Flax. That was my first sweater, was Tin Can Knits Flax, and I knit a short sleeve version for Brighton. And it fit her for like 3 years, and then I passed it on to somebody else that had a little girl. So it was awesome.
Amanda was saying that they don't live in Houston by choice, and that she gets to pick where they live when they retire. She was from Philadelphia. My mom and her husband lived in Philadelphia for a long time before they moved to Arizona.
I was just watching Queer Eye, and they were in Philadelphia. It looks beautiful there. Looks like cool.
Do you guys talk about the different necklines on your sleeves? I think we have the same necklines, don't
Yeah, we have the same necklines. Mine's just has more ease, so
Yeah.
it looks wider. It did have City Limits had the option of having an I-cord
I-cord,
edge,
yeah.
but yeah, no, we both did the ribbing. What's up, Georgia?
You want to come sit?
Your butt hurts.
We're going to try too hard
Are
on
we
the
doing butt
trampoline.
drops on the trampoline?
I
Yeah.
considered a sliver.
A sliver on your butt? Oh, okay. Do you want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi. Wouldn't be a podcast without Georgia here, right? Yeah.
Tin Can Knits Flax, someone's saying. Yes, that's the one you were just talking about.
Yeah,
right?
the great thing about Tin Can Knits patterns and why I usually recommend them for newer knitters is because they definitely hold your hand through everything,
Yes.
and they have a lot of video tutorials and things that are linked. So they're just really easy. But honestly, like any top-down Raglan pattern that's like anything by like Hoki Locatelli or it's another good one, Andrea Mowry, like any of like kind of the more popular, the more projects that people have knit of it, then you can guarantee that the pattern is a good one.
Yeah.
Right? I would hesitate to knit anything that doesn't have a lot of projects because there could be errors or
We're just about
Yeah.
done here in about 5 minutes and we'll get some.
yeah.
Hey, can I get something?
Oh, she said couldn't see through Megan's hair maybe.
Oh, yeah. She's my lane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jenny was saying that my Herrera looked very nice. Thank you, Jenny. And I'm also glad that I didn't pick the black one. I made it like a green color, and I'd originally bought black yarn for it.
And I'm glad you did the black stripe. The
Yeah.
black stripe is perfect. I think it anchors it.
Yeah, I think so.
The black and the gray are perfect. It's not too colorful. I think if you made it too colorful, you might not be as inclined to wear it. Yeah. Megan and I talk about this all the time. You try to get outside your comfort zone, and then you're like, why?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like just a touch outside of my comfort zone, but it's still within the tone. Like, it's not a bright, bright green or anything. It's kind of like
Yeah, like I've got some bright green in there, but with the gray mohair, it kind of tones it down. And I'm gonna wear it with jeans anyway. So
Yeah.
Can I get the cat?
yeah, of course you can pet the
That's
cat.
Kevin.
Kevin's sleeping on his chair. Kevin's entire life is going from one sleeping spot to the other. That's the only time he moves.
Is he smelling Fred?
Fred and Kevin look like cousins.
They do.
Actually. Both orange boys. Anyway, yeah, we
Anyways,
should probably
we
wrap
should
this up
go.
before our children go into complete anarchy and my dogs die from not being cuddled.
Casper's literally just been sitting there staring at you for an hour.
Shaking.
Shaking.
Oh man. Alright.
All right.
Well, take care, guys. It was nice hanging out with you for a bit.
Yeah,
And,
we'll get some matching sweaters and we'll do another one in a couple months.
Sounds good. Bye, guys.
Bye.
How do you stop this?
Oh, so everyone's seeing me like
Yeah. Sorry.
hot in my sweater? It's like